We'll start it up. So since Joe Biden, I think it's Sleepy Joe Biden or Creepy Joe Biden or Peepy Joe Biden, since he ran, he inspired me. I was like, man, this is such a circus. We've talked about it here before. There's like 10,549 candidates and everybody and their mama's running. So I decided to do a list of the people running and just tell you a little bit about them and, you know, the things that they do. So warning, this is a parody. I'm not trying to get sued or wrote about again. Daily Mail, Anomaly is a white supremacist because he's hilarious and honest and makes funny jokes. It's like, all right, we get it, guys. You guys suck at journalism. All right. So I took a look at like the 10,000 candidates and I picked my favorite 10 or 15 and we're going to go over them and, you know, I just want to pitch them to you because I really want you guys to vote in the Democratic primary and I want you to be able to make an informed decision on who's out there, what they're about, and why they're best for America. So I'm gonna start with the new guy who ran recently 2 weeks ago. I think you guys have heard of him. His name is Peter Buttplug. So Peter Buttplug, he's the first openly gay man to run for presidency. That part is true. He's an Afghanistan war veteran, which is awesome. And, you know, he's gonna plug up all the holes in our economy, is what he said. So Peter Buttplug, he's plugging up all the holes in our economy, which is going to be tough to do because it's already a booming economy, but he says he's going to do it. He's also going to fill up all potholes, so that's a big thing. I know here in California, everyone always says, where's all my tax money going? They're not paving the streets. Well, Peter Buttplug is going to fill up all the potholes. He even promised to fill up a black hole in our galaxy, even if it gets too close to our planet. So it's a big claim, but Peter Buttplug says he can do it. Filling up potholes. He will fill up the holes in our economy, and he'll even fill up and divert a black hole if it comes too close to Earth. Afghanistan war vet, first married gay man. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm pretty bullish on Peter Buttplug. I think he's going to do very well as an openly gay man. Second one I'm interested in is Luis Guadalupe Rodriguez Gonzalez O'Rourke. He's very, very diverse. He's very, very Hispanic, and you know, he's very appealing to me for those reasons. So Luis Guadalupe Rodriguez Gonzalez O'Rourke, he was born to an Irish immigrants, and he pursued the name change, citing his love for Ricky Ricardo from I Love Lucy, and also the song Living the Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. This is a quote from Luis. He said, I heard that, and I've been living the crazy life in Espanol ever since, said Rodriguez Gonzalez O'Rourke. So I love good cultural appropriation like that when it's somebody who really embraces our culture and understands that, you know, he just saw one peep at Ricky Ricardo. He's like, I want to be like him. And then he changed his name. He also has a few nicknames. I don't know if you guys have heard. And these are all very real. Imam O'Rourke, Rabbi O'Rourke, Jesus Cristo O'Rourke, Wu-Tang Clan, Jay-Z O'Rourke for the black community, Punjabi O'Rourke, and Hello Kitty O'Rourke. Overseas, the Japanese really like him. Imam O'Rourke's good for the Muslim community because he plans to build more mosques, which is really great because that's what a lot of Americans want. You know, Rabbi O'Rourke is very impressive too because he's super, super Jewish. And I know the Jewish community in America really, really appreciates that. And he promises also to make Israel great again, Rabbi O'Rourke. He could do both. He's a dual citizen, but don't question him on it. He'll definitely call you anti-Semitic. We'll move on to the next one. I don't want to get sued. Got to turn the other way. I ran out of pages. So first off, we got Peter Buttplug, and then we got Luis Guadalupe Rodriguez Gonzalez O'Rourke. Next up is one of my favorites is Sleepy Joe Biden or Creepy Joe Biden. I don't know. Trump already named him, so I don't need to give him any more nicknames. But Sleepy Joe Biden, he'll touch everything except for victory over Trump. Let's move on. There's also Julian Castro. I don't know if you guys have heard. That's actually a real person, Julian Castro. Seems to be marketing himself as a worse version of Fidel Castro. Very interesting. He's like, you know what? I know my last name is Castro, but what if I was like a crappier, more communist version of Fidel Castro? Bold strategy. We'll see how it plays out, Julian. Or Julian. Maybe it's Julian. He's Spanish. Elizabeth Warren. That's also known as my sister at some points. I sometimes refer to as Anomaly Warren when I have my sun head on. You know that if you watch that. If not, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry about it. She's fighting for reparations. Nothing says, you know, I'm fighting for... No, I'm sorry. Nothing says strong black woman like being a white woman who pretends to be Native American for special privileges on a bar exam. So all black people know that Elizabeth Warren is the best leader for their community. And, you know, Native Americans have embraced her. But it's enough there. I don't really want to clown. There's nothing you could really make fun of Elizabeth Warren for that she already hasn't made fun of herself for. Well, we could make fun of the kitchen scene, but we've done that before. I don't want to play it out. Next up is a progressive favorite, Bernie panders. There's not a community he won't pander to. He's even communicated to me about the left-handed community. He didn't even understand that they're oppressed, but now that they are, he's very interested, because any sort of oppression or victim card, he's there. So thank you, Bernie panders. We appreciate you. Every community does, because somebody outside of our community needs to pander for us and hold us down on television. He's actually sponsored and endorsed by Fox News. I don't know if you guys have seen, but he's a huge hit on Fox. He gets more love than a lot of conservatives do. Fox News called me a self-proclaimed hip-hop artist and news analyst, kind of saying, I'm not a real one, I only proclaim to be one. This hat and this live stream is probably not helping my cause. But anyway, Bernie Sanders gets more love on Fox News than I do, and it seems like they're endorsing him. Very interesting. We'll see how that plays out for the conservative support. He doesn't have very many victim cards, so it's kind of a red flag, because he is an old, white-skinned man, whatever you want to call him, and, but he could use the Jewish victim card, which I've been trying to tell him, but he doesn't even do that, because he rightly understands that everything that's ever happened in history ever is his fault and his fault alone. So I respect Bernie Sanders for not using the Jewish victim card, because if he used that, he'd be like, well, first of all, he's still a man. First of all, his skin's still white. But third of all, he understands, like, everything that's happened from the Native American genocide to every world war to pretty much every conflict of the 2,000 years of our existence is Bernie Sanders' fault. And I really respect that he knows it's his fault, so he won't even use victim cards that he probably could pull off. So respect to there. Next up is Kamala Harris. The news wants you to know that she's an authentic, very, very real black woman who did not sleep her way to the top. So we'll just move on before I get sued. Amy Klondike Bar is up. She's very interesting. She's the only candidate to have a top campaign donor in the ice cream industry. It's impressive to me. Just her name being Amy Klondike Bar is a huge reason to vote for her. She's also a woman. But many activists on the left are concerned that she sold out to ice cream lobbyists. And I'm a little bit concerned too. But I feel like, conflicting interest is not a bad thing, because I love ice cream. She says she could take on climate change herself. One punch from this Wonder Woman will send radiation and CO2 into a totally different galaxy. That's how strong of a woman you are. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the media's been programming you. Strong woman, superwoman, Marvel woman, Brie Larson. Amy Klondike Bar is that. She can, bam, knock climate change out of this galaxy with one hand. It doesn't matter that India's polluting more. It doesn't matter that China's polluting more. It doesn't matter that NASA themselves have admitted that ice caps aren't really melting and they can't really measure them. It doesn't matter that National Geographic has recently admitted that Greenland's not melting quite as quick as they thought it would, and it's actually growing. None of that matters. All that matters is she's a strong woman and her last name is actually Klondike Bar. It's really weird. Being that she's made from ice cream, she's actually 50% ice cream. I don't know if you guys know, so that's another victim card for her. It'll be interesting to see if she melts before the 2020 election, because climate change is very, very real. And being that she's actually made from ice cream, it's going to be tough for her to really outlast these other candidates. So good luck, Amy Klondike Bar. I'm glad that you're a woman. It's really cool. Next up, this is actually going to be a true story. Eric Swalwell. All you need to know about this guy, these are two real tweets, by the way. My friend Joe Biggs said, this is a tweet from Joe Biggs. He said, so basically Rep Swalwell wants a war, because that's what you would get. You're out of your effing mind if you think I'd give up my rights and give the government all the power, talking about gun control. Real tweet. Eric Swalwell responds, and it would be a very short war. I can't even say it, Swalwell, now I'm short war. Stupid name, sorry. And it would be a very short war, my friend. The government has nukes, too many of them, but they're legit. I'm sure if we talked, we could find common ground to protect our families and communities. So my friend Joe Biggs said, I'm not giving up my guns. And he said, we have nukes and they're legit. So he threatened to nuke the United States citizens. Nothing says American freedom and First and Second Amendment like a Democrat who threatens to nuke you if you support gun control. Very cool, Eric Swalwell. We'll see how that works out for you in the wild, wacky world of the United States of America, you complete psychopath. Next one is Andrew Yang. I don't know if you guys have heard of Andrew Yang, but wants to give everybody $1,000 a month, universal basic income. It's really cool. Could you imagine, guys, how awesome it would be, like, to have $1,000 a month? Like, imagine if you worked and made like $1,000 a month. Like, that's crazy. I mean, get that back. And I'm sure, of course, and I'm not joking about 1,000. Of course, it's good money, but of course, it's not going to affect the basic supplies of supply and or the basic laws of supply and demand. And I'm sure it's not going to cause inflation at all. And I'm sure that it will solve our problems of widespread drug addicts, pharmacy-induced mental instability, homelessness due to these problems, laziness, and a society that has lost the art of hard work and common sense. I'm sure giving everyone $1,000 a month is going to solve all those root problems, because in California, you know, it's not like we have the highest taxes, the most poverty, the government has all the money. Even poverty is a problem, but all the people on the street, you know, they don't want jobs, they don't want food, they don't want any of that stuff. But I'm sure if Yang Gang gives them $1,000 a month, all of a sudden they'll magically just be productive citizens of this country. So really, really cool strategy. He's got support from strong people on the left like Ben Shapiro and others. Be interesting to see how that plays out. And the last candidate I'm interested in is Tulsi Gabbard, who is pretty mentally stable, and she's a veteran. And she has to pretend like her party isn't filled with disingenuous psychopaths. That might be the hardest job of all for Tulsi Gabbard, sitting amongst 10,557 people and she has to sit there and look at her own party and pretend like they're not complete psychopaths so she can even exist there or not get kicked out of the position. So those are all the candidates I'm interested in, guys. Let me know which one's your favorite. And, you know, get out there and vote against Trump. There's a lot of winners out there. We'll go over all of them again. There's Peter Buttplug, for those of you who are new. Peter Buttplug is a real candidate. He's an Afghanistan war veteran. He's the first married gay man to run for presidency. The news wants you to know he's gay. Some of his policies are being gay. He's gay. He's being gay. He's the first openly gay guy. He's gay. He's LGBT friendly. And he's a gay Democrat, and all of those things are very different and very important for your vote. You know, economy, all of this stuff. He's really gay, and I mean that as a compliment. He's a really gay guy, and he's going to make America gayer, stronger, bigger, and better. Some of his big policies here are he promises to plug up all the holes in our economy, even though there's not many right now. He promises to fill up every pothole in every state, which is the first time that a openly gay person has done that, or anyone's done that for that matter. He even promised, if you guys had just joined, to fill up the black hole in our universe if it gets too close to our planet. Recently, NASA snapped a totally real picture of a black hole. You could see it was like a little orange and black. It's not like I could make that or anyone can make that on Photoshop in like 5 or 10 minutes. It's a really real picture, because that's what, you know, we pay NASA like $30 billion a year. So once every 10 years, they could show us a picture of some orange on a black screen and tell us that they went to the moon in 1969, but they can't go back because they lost the technology that they had then, and it's too hard to gain back again, because that makes sense. You know, 1969, it's like we didn't have cell phones or computers or 1/1,000,000th of the technology we do now. I think on a cell phone is stronger than like some of the best technology back then, the cell phone in your pocket. But I totally believe NASA. It's like we had it then, we lost it. It's a painful process to build back again, and they're not getting enough taxpayer money to do that. So it's nice when people like Peter Buttplug come in and say, you know what? If NASA won't do it, I'll do it. I'll fill up the black hole, and I'm sure it'll take us to the moon as well. Luis Guadalupe Rodriguez Gonzalez O'Rourke, if you guys just joined, is also running. Born to Irish immigrant parents, he pursued a name change, citing his love for Ricky Ricardo on I Love Lucy, and also the song Livin' the Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. I've heard that, and I've been living the crazy life in Espanol ever since, said Rodriguez Gonzalez O'Rourke. If you're just joining, also known as Imam O'Rourke, Rabbi O'Rourke, Jesus Cristo O'Rourke, Wu-Tang Clan Jay-Z O'Rourke, Punjabi O'Rourke, and Hello Kitty O'Rourke. All very real, their birth names. He's very authentic. You should vote for him. He skateboards too, and he's like really cool. He's like really hip and trendy. I think he was in a punk rock group. He's probably going to get my vote. Sleepy or creepy Joe Biden. He'll touch everything except for victory over Trump. Julian Castro, who has the bold, very bold campaign strategy of marketing himself as a worse version of Fidel Castro. Elizabeth Warren, you get it. Eric Swalwell wants to nuke you. Andrew Yang wants to give you money. And Tulsi Gabbard has to pretend like they're not psychos. Let me know who you guys like. God bless you. And we'll see. I'm very, very excited about this election. It's going to totally not be a shit show. It's going to be very authentic. And all jokes aside, I seriously think it's going to be like you'll have Joe Biden, Peter Buttplug, what's the other one? Bernie Sanders. All the white men are going to have to pretend like everything's their fault. So think about being in a conversation, because this is what the left is. When you talk to people on the far left, they don't actually care what you're thinking. Like when I talk to people, I have friends that are Muslim, Christian, Jewish, black, white, not to pander, I really just do. I don't think when I'm in a conversation with them, like I don't think what you're saying doesn't matter because of your religion or your race or your gender. I don't think that. I'm like, what are they saying? Do I actually like them as people? Is what they're saying valid regardless of their race? That's how normal, sane people have conversations. It doesn't, like, if I say the sky's blue, it doesn't matter if I'm black, white, or Hispanic. It's just true sometimes. Anyway, it's like on the left, they don't actually care about content of character, content of argument. They base it solely off. So you could be like, hey guys, you should drink water and like go for jogs. And they'll be like, well, you're a straight white man. You don't understand. So you're literally going to have all the white candidates. They're going to have to, like, you're not allowed to tell the truth. You're not allowed to stand up for yourself. You're not allowed to be on an equal playing field. They're going to be so bent over like, I'm so sorry for my skin color. So it's going to be dominated by, I'm guessing, like Kamala Harris or like Elizabeth Warren's going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry for being white. I'm so sorry for being white, but I'm a woman and I'm going to get them the reparations faster. And then everyone's going to be like, she's a strong white woman. Like, it's going to be such a clown show. It's going to be so embarrassing. I can't wait to just watch them like bend over and just talk about absolutely nothing for 2 hours. It's going to be really fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I had to switch it up because the world is becoming so psycho that if I don't make fun of it, I'm going to get involved in it.